Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
Are men really more likely to be afraid of the dark than women? We dropped this in 3 Things to Know today, and man, that just hung Sam up. He was
is
like,
there some science behind this?
Why? Like, what? Why? So I dug in.
Yeah.
It's one study, and it's slight. Like, in other words, it's almost 50-50. Women are afraid of the dark, men afraid of the dark. Men are slightly more likely to admit being afraid of the dark. But there are other studies that flip that and say it's women. So it's just a human thing. A lot of people are afraid of. To me, it's the loss of control.
Yes, I was going to say it doesn't sound to me to be a gender-specific thing. It's a control issue. It's not.
Mm-hmm. But the interesting part was like men more likely to want to sleep with a nightlight or at least a light somewhere near. That's also about safety, is it not? You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and step on something.
Yeah, but you know what? I have never liked to sleep in completely pitch black. And I know there are some people that need that. But me, I need to have, there's got to be enough light somewhere that if I wake up, that I can see to get where I need to go.
There's a sweet spot, though, because too much light is not. You can't. Remember, I tried to put the Christmas tree in our bedroom a couple of Christmases ago, and it was a small tree, and it was just sweet little white lights. And Murphy's like, I can't sleep.
I mean, the reindeer were landing on the house every night, practically.
See, for me, I want
total
black.
darkness.
I have the curtains that are the
I believe that about you,
sun-killing
Sam.
ones, and I have a nightlight in the bathroom, but not in my bedroom because I want dark.
But you know where everything is, and it has never caused you any problems?
No, it hasn't.
Good.
But the thing I'm wondering though about that, what you're saying is that men in the darkness. Is it like in your house darkness, or is it like out in the secluded woods? Because in the house, no. But if I'm out
any and all afraid of the dark, no matter where the dark would be. But I would think it would be worse to be in the dark in an unfamiliar place.
Yeah.
If you're in your home, you could feel your way around.
Yeah.
Well, being in the dark is sensory deprivation, and it's back to that control thing again, too. So maybe it is context. If you know your surroundings, then you're still in control. Yeah. If you don't know your surroundings, then you don't feel like you're in control.
Fear is just a part of the human condition, and it's interesting that certain people have certain fears. It, probably means nothing. Some people are afraid of the dark. Some are not. So what?
What are you afraid of?
Big bodies of water.
Yeah.
I'm not good. The bigger it is, the more unsafe I feel.
It's been a long time since we went on a cruise. We took the girls when they were younger. Mm-hmm. Were you not comfortable on a cruise?
I wasn't comfortable on the edge.
On the edge of what?
The ship.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, that's heights, which is my fear, by the way.
I mean, I was okay.
Yeah.
It's not my first. It's just not my. I was okay on the ship, and I trusted the ship. But I don't like to be in the ocean.
Oh, you don't like to be floating in the water. Yeah, you don't like, right.
I can be on the ship in the water, but a float, no thank you.
A cruise ship doesn't bother me, but like on a little boat, like if you're fishing out on a big lake, I will not be comfortable the whole time.
Sure.
It's just too vast, and that's a control thing. It's like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
I'm sweating now.
To me, I love, because to me, the open water is just, it's one of those peaceful, wonderful things that there is. The only moment
can take you away.
Yeah, the only moment that I in recent time where I felt a little bit weird being almost swallowed up by the water is when we were taking our friend Mark's Sea-Doo back to his friend's place.
Right.
And instead of us putting it on a trailer, because we didn't have a trailer, he just told me, look, you follow me in the boat, I'll bring you back. And so I took the Sea-Doo. Once I got out in the middle of the lake, which I could still see trees and everything around me, but the water was kind of choppy because there were a lot of boats and that sort of thing. That's where I started to realize what a small footprint I had in the water just being on the Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
That was a little bit odd, but I mean, boats are just, I don't know. The water is so relaxing to me. And it just shows you everybody's got a different.
Everyone is different. And here's what's up about my fear of being in a big body of water. I don't try to change that. I don't judge myself for that. It's just a fact. So be it. I don't get in big bodies of water. I don't go in the ocean.
Are you worried about, it's fish. Is that what you're worried about?
No, it's the big ocean that could literally take me away. I'm not a great swimmer, and you may never see me again if the right tide just pulled me away.
Well,
that is scary to me.
Of course.
Okay. When we are standing
I've been caught in a riptide before. That is scary, I can tell you, because we almost didn't get out of it.
So it's a fear. One time when we were, you and I, Murphy, on a vacation, we were at the end of a pier, and it's like, oh, wow. And I remember thinking, it's a human thing to have those thoughts. Man, what would it be like to jump or fall from here? And I thought, wow, I'd never be seen again. And I would be never
scenario.
seen again.
It was that long of a pier?
Yeah, it's in the middle. Do not doubt the power of it.
Oh, I'm not doubting the power of it because you got to remember, we went to the beach every single summer. I know the power of the water.
Well, I'm just saying.
And that's why we learned to respect it. And that's why we actually me and my dad got caught in a rip current. And my brother, came out with a float to get us. It was such a strong rip current that even swimming sideways, which is what you're supposed, you're not supposed to try to fight the current. You're supposed to try to swim out of it. But it was such a wide rip current. It was pulling us out and it was pulling us under. I was really scared for my dad too.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got out of it. So yeah, I respect the big body of water thing. That's the part. Mm-hmm. But being in a lake, just kind of floating like we do with our friends Mark and Audra, I know that took you a minute because you weren't a big fan of that.
I like it now. It's really fun. But we're always very we're right there.
Yeah.
Right there by his pier.
And it's 6 feet of water.
Is it? I thought it was more than that.
Well, if you get out farther, yeah. But I mean, when you're right by his house, it's only 6 feet.
Does it have stuff swimming in the water that could nibble at you?
Yeah, there are it's not bad. It's not a lot, but it's tiny little nibbles.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's worth it. The water is refreshing and it's actually kind of clean. And I mean, it's not 100% clean, but it's.
Yeah.
I like floating in that water, and I was more surprised than anyone to say that I would, the first time we went to their house, I never even got in. I was like, I don't want to float.
Yeah.
And then the second time I floated, and then I think I've floated twice or 3 times now. It's fun, but it's not out in the middle.
Yeah.
I will not go out in the middle. So anyway, everybody's got those little fears.
Well, so when you say an everyday fear, and obviously that's not going to happen every day.
It's common though.
Yeah. I mean, heights is probably my biggest one out of
Murphy.
all of them, and
That's
it always has been. That's the one that makes my palms sweat. I just I do not deal well with heights. Have no problem flying. That doesn't bother me at all.
Because you're in the jet.
Yeah.
You don't like the feeling of you being just you against the height. That's what I'm saying about being in the big body of water. Just me.
And that's the loss of control too. And then I just don't. I don't want to say I don't trust my balance, but you start to question just everything,
Yeah.
I mean, both of you know that. You've seen me, we've been at the tops of buildings before, and both of you have walked to the edge to look over and go, wow, how pretty is this?
And you're like, no, I'm
and
good.
I'm like, no, I'm fine on this side. Although, when you and I went to the Empire State Building, Jodi, and went up in the top of that, and that's, I forget how, the 73 stories at the top, I think.
I don't know.
That didn't affect you?
I mean, it was weird. It was odd, but I was able to get up to the window. But when
it's very
and the window
secured.
part, the top of it, you can't go outside at that part. But a few floors down, where they have the observation deck, and they've got cables and protective all around that. But even that is difficult for me to look over. I'm afraid I'm careful taking pictures because I don't want to lose my phone and all that kind of weird stuff. You're
a human being. You have these things inside of you as protection. It's smart to listen to them.
Yeah.
And yours? Sam?
Okay, it's 2 things. Snakes, everyday things, snakes. I don't like snakes.
Okay.
I mean, I'll walk around them, but I just don't.
Yeah, they're scared of you too.
I don't trust snakes.
Know that.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But the bridges thing again.
Yes.
And
I knew this.
I think with bridges, it's actually gotten a little worse as I've gotten older. I don't know why. I mean, going to school, I rode the school bus over the bridge twice a day, for 8 years. Never had a problem with it. But now driving, if I approach a high bridge, not a little bridge like a creek, but a high bridge over a river, it's just
I hate that, but
I just stare at the road and drive, and we'll get over this.
I think it's very common. Are you afraid it's going to fall?
I've had dreams before, and I think that affects it. Where how bridge it's a crown on the bridge. You're going up, and then you don't know
then it peaks.
You don't know what's on the other side of the peak.
You really do, but
common sense is yes. But in dreams I've had, there's nothing on the other side, and I go off.
Okay.
So that's always in the back of my head. What if today is the day that something's not on the other side?
Kind of
irrational,
a long time ago, I have this memory because our youngest Phoebe, when she was little, was afraid of bridges, and she had a field trip that day that she really wanted to go on the field trip, not miss out, be with her friends, but they were going somewhere over a bridge, and I remember telling her, "This is over a bridge, a kind of a big one," And I was so worried about her. And I was working. I was here. And I remember watching the clock, knowing when they were leaving the school and knowing about the time that I was just so worried for her. And the first thing I did when picking her up in carpool that day, tell me about the bridge. She was like, I was okay. I held the hand, my best friend's hand on the bus. Yeah. It's a real human thing.
Well, the thing about fears like that, that's what they call the reptilian brain or whatever. If you think about that, if this were years ago before we had any sort of education, and you were approaching something that you couldn't see what was on the other side, that's your body protecting itself. It's not your intelligent brain; it's your reactive brain that's doing that.
Yeah, love it.
And I know that they say exposure therapy can help, but I've tried that with heights, and that doesn't work for me. I mean, the thing is, I know all the logical things about it. Which is what I've tried, even with roller coasters. You both know that. Where I just all of a sudden I'm confident I'm going to do it, and it's weird. It takes me over, and I'm not going anywhere. It's not going to fall. Yeah. The people that just got off of the ride are having a blast because they just enjoyed the thrill that they got. But
it's unnatural. It's unnatural. So if you don't like it, so what? So be it.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm physically designed for that.
Sure. For the most part. If you had to drive over a bridge at night, at midnight, every night, then that would halt your life. That would change your life. Then you might want to do therapy.
I'd have to get used to it.
Right.
I would get used to it.
But there's no scenario where I have to be in a big body of water if I don't want to be. So what? Next. But there is an honorable mention fear that I have that Murphy knows about, and it does affect us. It affects you too. And I'm afraid of a bad car accident. I'm really afraid, not just of dying in a car accident, but being in a bad one. I've never been in a bad one, only little bumper, what do you call them, fender benders here and there in my life. But so sometimes we're on a trip and we're in the car for a long time and there's a lot of variables. If it's heavy traffic, big things flying past us, I start to get I've learned to not say anything to you anymore. Try not to, or try to look down and just not let you drive. But that's an honorable mention.
Well, that's a slippery slope one because as much as, and I understand that one about you, and I respect that one. The problem is you don't know when somebody's going to yell at the top of their lungs, and you're driving.
I know
that's very startling and distracting. And I'm assuming I'm not seeing something if you're yelling, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Which then causes it's actually more dangerous for that to be the case than what you think is going to happen.
I don't think I've ever yelled at the top of my lungs. I just do make those sounds.
I'm exaggerating, but it's startle. I mean, all it takes is that is enough to make somebody doubt themselves. And so, but
I do work on that one. Is what I'm saying.
I know that, but I'm sure there are probably times where it's been valid also. So
yes,
everybody's got.
We've all got it.
Everybody has a little daily fear.
And if you get in an accident on a bridge, you know what happens.
Okay, no, it doesn't.
Is that what you think?
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.